The Dragonfly application contains dozens of forms used to capture the store's operational data. These forms are also used to view the data that is stored, but there are many times when the best way to view the collected data is with a report. Reports are basically just tables of data, with the data arranged in rows and columns. Dragonfly provides several out-of-the-box reports, but it also includes a powerful report designer, which allows you to create all the reports you need. The Dragonfly reporting system consists of 4 main components. The report designer is used first to define the data that goes into each report. The report catalog designer is used to create a folder structure for making the reports available to authorized users. The report center is the user's view of the report catalog, where reports are run. And finally, the report layout builder allows you to create report formats that are used by your reports. These formats give the reports a consistent look and feel. In this session, we will cover the report designer. There are separate lessons for the other components. The process of building reports is an extension of building data layouts. If you are not familiar with data layouts or database terminology, the tech talks on data layouts and data storage might be helpful. The report designer form consists of several sections used to design the reports. There are 3 large lists in the center of the form. The first is the existing reports list. This list contains all the reports that have been defined, with the reports organized into folders, by module. To load an existing report for editing, find it in the list and click on it. When the report is loaded, the available columns list in the center of the form will contain a tree view of available data columns. The top folder in the middle tree identifies the database table that is the main source of data for the report. This folder contains a list of all the columns in that table. To include a column in the report, just click on it. The box next to the column name will be checked, indicating that it is now part of the report. Click on a checked column again to remove it from the report. Below the list of columns for the main table is a list of subfolders, one for each table that is related in some way to the main table. If the subfolder icon contains a star, it means that one record in the main table could relate to multiple records in the related table. For example, if the main table is the customers table, there is a relationship to the sales table, which contains a record for each sale a customer has made. Each of the related folders can be opened to reveal a list of their columns, and a folder for each table that subtable is related to. By following these linked lists of columns, you can select all the columns you wish to include in your report. All the columns currently selected for your report are shown in the selected columns list. When you click on one of the columns, the column will be highlighted in the available columns list, so you can see which table it is coming from. The order of the columns in the selected columns list is the order in which the columns will appear in the report. To change the order of the columns, drag and drop them to their desired locations in the list. There are 2 sections at the right of the form for editing some of the details of the report and its columns. In the section labeled Report Settings, enter the overall properties of the report. The report name allows you to identify the report. The report title is used as the main title line when the report is displayed or printed. The application module drop-down list is used to assign the report to one of the functional modules, sales, customers, inventory, etc. It is used to help organize the reports. Reports can be displayed in 2 formats. The Data Browse view just shows the contents of the report in a scrollable spreadsheet format. The reports can also be displayed in HTML, hypertext markup language, which provides a more professional look when printing out the reports. Use the HTML layout dropdown to select the format to be used for the HTML view of the report. Watch the setup session on designing report templates for more information. The column settings section is used to edit the properties of each column in your report. When you click on a column in the selected columns list, the properties of the selected column will be loaded into the editing area. The column heading field allows you to change the text that appears in the column header. The width field defines how wide the column will be in the report, in pixels. In most cases, the visible checkbox will be clicked, making the column visible in the report. However, in some reports, like the customer dashboard reports, the system needs access to the column that contains the unique identifier for each row in the main table. If this column is needed but you do not need to show it in the report, uncheck the visible box. If you want to include the column in the simple search list for the report, click the Use for Simple Searches checkbox. Finally, if you want to group the data in your report, you can choose how to summarize the values in a column. Use the Totals type drop-down menu to choose either none, sum, average or count. If you choose the expression option for the Totals type, you can enter a calculational expression that will be shown in the Totals row. Create a simple formula using the column names as shown in the selected columns list, with the names in quotations. In this example, the totals in the profit column will be divided by the net sales in the totals row to get a profit margin. In most cases, you will want to specify the sorting order for the data in the report. To control this order, use the Sorting and Grouping Columns section of the form. Begin by selecting the first column that you want to sort on from the field dropdown. This dropdown list will include all the columns you have included in the report. By default, the selected column is sorted in ascending order, but you can change to descending order by checking the box in the descending column. If you also want to group the data in the report by that column, check the box in the Group column. When grouping is used for a column, a header row will be added to the report for each unique value of the grouped column. Currently, only one level of grouping is available. There may be some cases where you want to control who sees the report you create. If the report is available to all users, click the All Users checkbox in the Security Roles list. For reports with limited viewership, uncheck All Users and check just the security roles that need to see the report. Only users assigned to the checked roles will be able to view the report. If you want to see a preview of the report, in spreadsheet format, click on the Preview button at the top of the form. This will show the first 10 records in your report. The preview is helpful in adjusting the widths of the columns. To change a column's width, drag the edge of the column in the header row. The preview does not show grouping headers. To create a new report, begin by selecting the primary table for the report from the drop-down list at the top of the form, then click New Report. The folder for the selected primary table will be shown in the available columns list. It's important to select the correct primary table for a report. For example, if you wanted a report to include all customers, with details of all the sales for each customer, you would start with the customers table and add in columns from the sales table. This will ensure that every customer is listed in the report, even if they have no sales in the system. But if you wanted a report for all the sales with details about the customers for those sales, you would start with the sales table and add in customer columns. When the report is saved, it will be added to the folder for the module you selected for the report. If you want, you can predefine filters for the report. Click on the Filters button to open the Filter Builder form. If you want a filter to be applied by default whenever the report is viewed, click the checkbox labeled Use as Default Filter. Filters for the report can also be added or edited later from the Report Center form. To make a copy of an existing report, click on it to load it into the editor, then click on Save As. You will be prompted to enter a new report name. To delete an existing report, click on it to load it into the editor, then click on the Delete button. You will be prompted to confirm the deletion. A word of caution though, deleted reports cannot be recovered.